Hi musical explorers, welcome to another level 2 music theory lesson. So I've decided that since I'm currently on winter break, I will be probably posting more lessons than usual, but like on a usual daily basis, I will be probably posting at least once a week. But yeah, let's hop straight into today's lesson. Today we will be doing lesson 3 on intervals. An interval is the distance between two notes. Intervals are named with numbers. When naming intervals, count the two notes that make the interval and all the lines and spaces or all the letter names between the two notes. So we know it's the distance between two notes. And a thing to remember when you're like counting on staff lines is that you also have to count the two notes that make up the interval and all the lines and spaces between the notes, right? Or if we're counting with letters, we have to count all the letter names. Okay. It's actually pretty simple. So if you know how to count, you pretty much already know intervals pretty well. So let's see this little example here. So these intervals all have C on the bottom note. And we can see that these two notes are 1, 2 apart, right? So that's the second interval. These are 1, 2. So there's like another note here, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. Those are 3 apart. Let me erase that. It's a little confusing. And then here we can see 1, 2, this line here, 3, and 4. So that's 4 interval. And this is fifth interval, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Maybe I could just do. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna be a little mushed up and confusing. But this is a sixth interval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is seventh interval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This right here is an octave. I don't really recommend you guys to like count because these can get a little bit confusing. You might mess it up. So an easy way to remember eighth intervals or octaves is to just see if the two notes are basically the same. So if they look like that, they are an octave. An octave are notes, I believe you guys know what an octave, right? But they are the same note, but like an octave are like 8 notes higher. So in this case, all you do is see what the letter name on the bottom is. So in this case, we have a C on the bottom note. And we look at the upper note and see what that note is. That's also a C, right? Yeah. So that will be an interval. So automatically we would know that's an eighth because we know octaves are always 8 apart. All right. Now, let's do some exercises. Name these intervals. The first one is given. Okay, so for now, we're just gonna ignore the accidentals. We're just gonna count the distance between the two notes. Okay, so starting from here, we have a D and a D. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so this is a D. This is a D. What does that mean? Well, we know those are the same notes, right? That means it's an octave, which means it's an eighth interval. Awesome. Let's do the next one. This one we have a E and a B. So let's count the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is a fifth interval. And over here we have G and B, right? So we have 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So that's a third interval. All right, and next one, we have a B flat and a C. So that is just, let's see, 1, 2. That's just the second All right, let's do the next one. F and D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is a sixth interval. And this is 1, 2. So that's a second. Okay, and the notes are E and F sharp, right? Awesome. Okay, maybe we could try doing this using our keyboard if we were only given, let's say, the letter notes and we didn't have these notes written out for us. How will we do this? Well, similarly, first we have to find the notes, right? So the notes in this case are A and G sharp. So let's find A and G sharp. So A is here, right? And G sharp is here. Let me just use my highlighter so it's clear. So this is A and this is G sharp. So basically we ignore like the sharps and stuff for now because we're not doing any major, minor, augmented, diminished, perfect, or any of those intervals. We're just dealing with the number of spaces. So in this case, we can just count that as G because it's like a G sharp, right? So now we count all of these letters between them, okay? So it's starting from A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that tells us it's a seventh interval. From here to, G to, A to G. Sorry about that, but like that, right? And for now, we ignore all of the sharps. We don't count the sharps, okay? We're only counting the letter names. So like the accidentals, those still count as one letter name. So it's just A and G, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like we said. And let's, let's see if it's the same if we count it on here. So we said 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. That's a seventh interval. Next one. Now we are in bass clef, so it's E and C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this one. Let's do this one on cue because why not? Okay, so we have an C and an F, right? So C and F. Let's count the distance of white keys apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the fourth interval. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's also a fourth. So that means we are correct. This one, let's see. What do we notice about this one? Well, we can notice that they are the same notes. So we know this is an F and that this is also an F. That means they are an octave. So they are a eighth interval. Just like that. What about this one? Let's see. 1, 2. That's 2. Second. That's G and A. Now we have A and G sharp. So, okay. So let's do this one on the keyboard. So if A and G sharp, we don't count the accidentals. So we go down here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's seventh apart. Okay, let's do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a fifth. 1, 2, 3. That's a third. And last one on the page, we have B flat and E flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth interval. Just like that. Really, really simple and easy. I love intervals. I feel like they're so fun, and basically all you have to do is just count, and it's, I don't know, I feel like it's really fun. Okay, let's do the next one. Ooh, this is interesting because now they want us to draw out the interval. They already gave us the interval numbers, but they want us to draw a note on top above the given note. So let's just do that. So basically how we do it, really simple. We just count, for example, this one, 3, let's use example 1 for now. So we count 5 above the bottom notes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know to draw that note on the A. So now we have a third, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. That means we are going to draw the third note, right? That we just counted, which is a C, right there. Let's do this one. So we have 6th. Let's just count 6 spaces and lines, or yeah, 6 spaces / lines above our A right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to land on an F. Here we have a 4th, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then 2nd, 1, 2. Okay, now we have 7th. So I personally don't want to count 7 like spaces I keep saying spaces. I feel like it's confusing, but 7 distances apart, it might get you might count wrong. So something I just do is I find an octave first. So we know that's an F, and another F would be here, right? That would be an octave. But since it's the 7th, which that means since it's the 7th, and right now we have 8th, we just lower it by 1. So that's an F. So we lower it by 1, and we just get a E. So let's erase that really quick. And that's just going to be our 7th. Now this one, octaves are my favorite. They're so easy. So we have a C, right? And we just find the C above it, right? So it's right here. So we just draw that over there. And then now we have a third interval. So we count 1, 2, 3 on a G. Just like that. Now let's do the next one. Now we are in bass clef. So here we have a G. So an octave from G is just higher G, right? So the G's over here. Correct. Now we're going to do the third. 1, 2, 3. That's going to land on an F. 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a E. And then we have second interval. So that's a G. So 1, 2. It's going to land on the A. So for these, as you can tell, we write it on the side because we can't fit it on top of it. So we just write it on the side like that. And okay, great. Now let's do 5th. So let's count 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be on an E. And 4th, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just going to be on the B. Now we have a E with a 6th interval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one let's actually do on the keyboard because I feel like it'd be helpful to know on the keyboard as well. So we have a 6th from E. So, okay, this is a little bit interesting. We don't have a lot of space, but okay, so we have the bottom note of an E. So we have an E here. Just gonna do that so you guys can see it. And then we count 6 white keys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's gonna be on a C, right? Okay, let's just draw a C now. Top of it, something like that. Okay, perfect. Now, let's do the last one for this one. We have a 7th. So I'm going to use the same strategy because I'm lazy to count 7 times. So all we do is find the octave first. We have 7, right? So this is a C. And we find another C, which is over here, right? But then that's an 8th. So we want it 1 lower than this note. So that's just going to be a B there. Now I'm going to erase that little note right there. Okay. That's a 7th. Okay? Awesome. Perfect. Let's move on to the bottom one. Now they're giving us excerpts. So name each circled interval. The first one is given. So this is an excerpt from Minuet in F by W.A. Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Okay, so basically, I think what we do is just we see these circled intervals. We just write down what the intervals are, similar to this one, but we are given it in an excerpt. So here we have B flat and F, right? Because we have the key signature here, we don't forget it. But like in this case, the accidentals don't really mean anything for now. So we have a B flat and an F. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is a fifth interval, just like that. Now we have one in bass clef. So this note is a C. And what is this note? Also a C, but it's a octave higher. That means it's an eighth interval, just like that. Okay, now let's do the next one, also in bass clef. So we have a C and an F. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is fourth interval. Awesome. Okay, let's do the last 4. Okay, so now we have an excerpt from, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Ecosice. I'm not sure, but it's in G by Beethoven. And let's see what notes we have. So we have B and D. So let's count 1, 2, 3. So that's just a third interval. Awesome. Let's do the next one. We have a F sharp. Let's write that down because why not? Okay. Now we see we have an F and a E. Right? And this note is actually, if we ignore the accidental, is an octave above, okay, so the octave of this bottom note, like if we just look at it like that, we have an F, right? It's a note below the octave of F. What does that tell us? Well, that tells us it's a seventh, right? Like how we explained it here, similarly. Or if you think that's too complicated, it's totally okay to just count. So we can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we know that's the seventh interval. Awesome. Let's do the next one. Here we have another F sharp and a C. This one's in bass clef. So let's see. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is fifth interval. And last one, also in bass clef, we have a C and a D, right? So let's count. 1, 2. That's just a second interval. Whoa, okay, it's okay. That's a second interval. All right, see how easy that was? It's basically just counting between 2 notes. And I personally really like intervals, and I think if we learn like more about intervals as we progress through the levels, it's gonna get more and more interesting. So I can't wait to teach you guys that. But that's gonna be it for this lesson. Alrighty, musical explorers, that is it for today's lesson. We learned a lot about intervals and like counting the distances between 2 given notes. And so as you can see, we learned about what we did was we wrote down the interval numbers of 2 given intervals or 2 notes, and here we built intervals with given numbers, and we also over here we learned to identify intervals in excerpts, and we had a lot of fun learning about intervals, and I can't wait to teach you guys about intervals as we further advance in higher levels. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you guys in our next lesson. Bye!